And let's tell ourselves something that we all have not averted our minds to, and that is the wealthy and middle class may have adequately prepared for the partial lockdown, which is in day 2, by stocking food and other essentials. But many poor Ghanaians who do not trade in essential items say this restriction period is ultimately a real squeeze for their earnings. JoyNews Henry Kwesibedu visited a community near us, Nima, one of Ghana's biggest slums, and reports many people are just crying for government support.
Nima looks calm as residents observe the president's directive to control the spread of the coronavirus. Food vendors here continue to sell. Those who do not sell essential items sit idle as their shops remain closed. Others have no option but to engage in games in the community. Practicing social distancing here is ignored as many sit in groups for idle conversations. 55-year-old Ajo lives in a compound house of about 40 occupants. She takes care of her mother and auntie, both old and frail. She's unable to make ends meet on her meager laundry profits of averagely 15 cedis a day. The restriction has locked her down as she's unable to move to restricted areas to do the laundry. Ajo laments her family only had provisions for a few days, adding no work would mean hunger.
My
customers have banned me from coming to their houses because of the virus. Yesterday, I went to the market with 100 cedis and bought provisions for a few days. Foodstuff prices have been increased. If government could help, the time is now. How do I take care of my auntie and mother now?
Ajo represents many Ghanaians living in slums who will have a difficulty staying indoors without any saved income. Some residents say they will skip lunch and eat only breakfast and supper to get through the restriction season. Isa, a single father of 4, says he survives by trading in goods from neighboring countries, but for now, the borders are locked.
Me, I'm a trader like this. I'm going far from the country, and then I came back buying charcoal and this thing, onion, salt, and then this thing, bring it for here, from Niger to here. So now I stop. I can't go. And then I block for the house, and then I get children almost getting to 7 with me. I have to feed them. You see, if I get some small little of money spending, within 2-3 days, you know, it's children, then the money finish. If the money finish, I can't go out and to find another money to be feeding them. So it's a big problem from that area.
Some of the residents say, although they support the restriction, hunger may just kill them if government does not support them.
Me like this, I'm a mechanic, and I didn't gather much more house so that I can take and spend with the number of days that he has given. You see, if I don't go out, I don't get anything for my family. I didn't put anything, or I didn't pile anything down in my room for my family, or to think like government will bring this quarantine, this days, number of days that I should quarantine myself inside the room. So what will I get if I didn't go out? You see, I have to go out and get something for my family. And we all here, everybody get his handwork. And if government didn't give us any support, how can we feed ourselves in home?
If the government can be possible to, you know, consider us and then help us with more food, and then government with what and little of money, and then you see the people can be staying, and then, you know, they can't get any problem from the house.
Many people here are cramped in small spaces, but Kwabena Afiavo believes the restrictions, the directives, and the precautionary measures deployed here will be effective.
The lockdown is very important to lock down to avoid the spreading of the sickness, as I said it. Yes. But
what have you observed in Nima?
What I observe is like Nima is very crowded places that wherever you go, every corner in Nima, you will see a lot of people. But today, because of the lockdown, from yesterday going, we can't see people. Even this particular place, you will be seeing people around, a lot of people gathered together in group. But because of the lockdown, people are not on the street again. I think most of them are in the house due to this coronavirus.
This story highlights how difficult it may be for many developing countries to tackle the virus without suspending the livelihoods of many poor people. Henry Kwesibedu's report for Joy News.
And in the ending shot, you could see that the number of commercial vehicles that we call trotro still moving on the road, even though sporadically.